Lesson 52, determine the equation of a line given 2 points. We've already gone through graphing points on a coordinate plane. Here we want to use a slope and a point to graph a line. So there are some key parts that you need to know before you can graph. You need to know what a slope would be, or you need to know any point on the line that will pass through. So you need points in order to plot on a coordinate plane to draw your line. So let's graph the line with a slope of 4 and a point of 3, 5. So you always start with the point that you have. So I'm going to come over here and go put a point at 3, 5. So 3 to the right, up 5. I have a point right here. And I have to have a slope of 4. Since I don't have any room going up, I'm going to go down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know I have a positive slope, so my line's got to go up from left to right. So I'm going to go to the left 1. And I'm going to put a point right here. So there's my 2 points, and as long as I have 2 points, I can draw a line. So my line goes here. So that's the line that has a slope of 4, and it passes through 3, 5. Next one, same thing, but this time the slope of 0, and it goes to the point 2, 3. So I plot my point 2, 3. Here's my point 2, 3. If it has a slope of 0, that means the rise is 0, the run is infinite. So if the rise is 0, I have a horizontal line. So there's my line. It passes through the point 2, 3. Next one, graph the line with a slope of 2 and a point of 3, 4. So I go to 3, go up 4, I plot my point, and I have a slope of 2. So I can go up 2 over 1. Since it's a positive 2, I need to go over 1. So I have a point right here. Or if you wanted to go down 2 to the left 1 and plot your point there. The more points you have, the easier it is to draw your line. So if you want your line to be more accurate, the more points you put down, you can do that. But you just need a minimum of 2. So there would be our line, the slope of 2 going through the point 3, 4. Next one, graph the line with a slope of 0, and the point goes through the point negative 1, 4. Negative 1, 4 would be here. It has a slope of 0, so I know that it's horizontal line. So I draw my horizontal line here. There's my equation, or my line that the points are crossing. And this last one here has a slope of 2 and goes through a point 5, 6. So I go to 5, 6. Since I don't have any room to go up, I gotta go down. So I'm gonna go down 2 to the left 1. Put a point there. I can go down 2 more to the left 1, just to make my line a little bit more accurate. Draw my line, and there you have a line that passes through the point 5, 6. Next part of our lesson is writing an equation in point slope form. Point slope form is right here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. M, remember, is your slope. X1 and y1 is the point that you are given. Okay, so this first one is done for you. It says write the equation with the slope of 3 and passes the point 2, 4. So you're just substituting those parts into the equation so it's in point slope form. So the slope is 3. They put that in for m. This is your x, the 2. So you put that in for x1. And 4 is your y. So they plug that into our y right here. And there's your point slope form equation. Let's do one with the example below. Write the equation with the slope of a negative 3 and passes the point 2 minus 2 and negative 7. So I have my y minus, my y is a negative 7 equals my slope negative 3, my x is 2. But I don't want to have a subtracting a negative, so I'm going to rewrite this. So it'd be y plus 7 equals a negative 3 times x minus 2. And that would be our equation in point slope form. Next part, do another one here. We want to put it in point slope form. So I have my y minus my y1, which is 9, equals my slope 6 times my x minus my x point, which is 7, and there is my point slope form. So y minus 9 equals 6 times x minus 1. Next part is writing an equation using 2 points. And so your step 1 is you need to find the slope. So you're going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Then you're going to use the point slope formula with one ordered pair. Since we have a point and we have a slope, we can find the equation, and we want to write our equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So it says write the equation that passes through 1, negative 3, and 4, 5. So these are your x1, y1, x2, y2. I use my slope formula. So I have 5 minus a negative 3 divided by 4 minus 1. So this gives me 8 divided by 3. So I have a slope of 8/3. So if I go point slope formula, I'm just going to pick a point. It doesn't matter which point I choose. I'm going to choose this point. So I have y minus 5 equals 8/3 is my slope, x minus 4. Now I need to put this into slope-intercept form. So the first step I'm going to be doing is distributing the slope here. So I have y minus 5 equals 8/3 x minus 32/3. Then I can add 5 to both sides, and I'm left with y. Actually, I'm going to rewrite this. I have y equals 8/3 x minus 32/3 would be the same thing as saying 10 and 2/3. And then I'm going to add 5. So now that'll make it easier. So my equation would be y equals 8/3 x. Negative 10 plus 5 is a minus 5 and 2/3. Or you could have it as 15 17/3. Either way. So this would be our answer in slope-intercept form. Next one, we want to write this in slope-intercept form, so we need to find our slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2. We have 6 minus a negative 2 divided by a negative 5 minus 15. So this gives us 8. This gives us a negative 20. I can reduce this by dividing by 4/4. So I have 2/5. So a negative 2/5 as my slope. So then I pick a point. I'm going to use this point here. So y minus 6 equals a negative 2/5 times x minus a negative 5, which really means x plus 5. And then I can simplify, so distribute. So I have y minus 6 equals a negative 2/5 x minus 10/5, which is just 2. And then I can add 6 to both sides. And I have an equation of y equals a negative 2/5 x plus 4. Next one, write an equation that passes through these 2 points. So find my slope, 4 minus a negative 3 over 7 minus 2 gives us 7 over 5. So I choose my point. I'll choose this first one right here. So y minus a negative 3, which is y plus 3, equals my slope, 7/5 times x minus 2. Distribute. So now I have y plus 3 equals 7/5 x minus 14/5. Now I can subtract 3 on both sides. And since I'm subtracting 3, I can rewrite that 3 as, 9/3. Actually, not 9/3. I need to have common denominators, so 5. So it'd be 15/5. Because 15 divided by 5 is 3. Now I can do my subtraction. So I have y equals 7/5 x. Negative 14 minus 15 is a negative 29/5. So this would be our equation. And let's go through some application. Rachel is selling seashells. She sold one for $5, two for $8. What will Rachel charge for 5 seashells if she keeps selling the seashells at the same price? So this is one ordered pair. This is another ordered pair. So what we need to do is we need to be able to find an equation for that, so then we can substitute our 5 in there to solve. So first we need to find the slope. So this is your x1, y1, x2, y2. We have 8 minus 5 over 2 minus 1. So this will give us a slope of 3 over 1, or a slope of 3. So I have y. I'm going to choose this point. So y minus 5 equals my slope, 3 times x minus 1. Distribute. So y minus 5 equals 3x minus 3. Add 5 to both sides. My equation is y equals 3x plus 2. Now I can, with x being the seashells, I can plug 5 in for x and y being the cost. So y would equal 15 plus 2, $17. Using what we've gone through, finding a slope, using the point slope formula and putting that into slope intercept form, we can use that to find the cost. Next one, Matthew sells frozen lemonade at a community baseball games. He sells 1 cup for $3, so that's one order pair, or 2 cups for $5. That's another order pair. What will Matthew charge for 6 cups if he keeps selling the lemonade at the same price rate? So finding the slope, 5 minus 3 divided by 2 minus 1 gives us 2 over 1. So y minus, I'm going to use this first one because it's smaller numbers. Y minus 3 equals my slope, 2 times x minus my 1. Distribute. So I have y minus 3 equals 2x minus 2. Get y by itself. Add 3. So my equation is y equals 2x plus 1. And I need to find out how much 6 cups would be. Our x's are cups, so I put a 6 in there. Y would equal 12 plus 1, which is $13. And our final question. Trevor began a computer game with 3 points. After 1 minute, he had a negative 1 point. And after 2 minutes, he had negative 5 points. So this is one coordinate. This is another coordinate. How many points will he have after 3 minutes of playing the computer game if he continues losing at the same rate? So for this one, we wouldn't have to find the full equation by using the point slope formula because we are giving 1 point. The first thing we do need to know is what the slope is. We use our slope formula, so a -5 minus our -1. That's our change in our y. And our x would be 2 minutes minus our 1 minute. So that gives us a -4 over 1. So that's our slope. Now we were told what they start off with. So we were told they start off with 3. So when you have y equals mx plus b, our b is our 3. And our slope was a -4x, or -4. So this is our equation. We didn't have to use the point slope to find that. Okay, so now we can use this to find out how many points he had if he continued losing that rate. So I'm going to put 3 minutes, 3 for x because x's are minutes. So -12 plus 3, y would have to equal a -9 points. That is our lesson today on determining the equation of a line given 2 points.